Welcome, our precious viewers on The Teacher. This afternoon, we are so grateful to God for another opportunity to come your way on The Teacher. I am so glad anytime I have the opportunity to speak to you. And thank you for having us in your home. Without you, this program wouldn't go for it. But I thank God that you are always watching us and you are speaking to us, sharing your views on what this program is doing to you. We thank God for your lives. And this afternoon, as usual, I am grateful to God that my husband is here, the teacher. He's going to teach us on how to multiply in our lives. So, my love, you're welcome to the teacher.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. You're looking gorgeous as always.
Thank you. Right. Welcome. All right. Today, this afternoon, I want us to talk about something that has really been going on, bothering me a little. I mean, I've been thinking about it and I want you to help me explain to me and then to our viewers. That is, when we go to wedding ceremonies, anytime somebody is getting married, you normally hear the pastor saying that, the Bible said you leave your mother and your father and be joined to one. And they normally say that 1 + 1 in the eyes of God is 1. Is it really true that 1 + 1 is 1?
I will say that if you read the scriptures carefully, the better way to put it is 1 times 1, or 1 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1. Mm-hmm. And I say this based on Mark chapter 10, verse 7 to 9, where Jesus said that for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined together with his wife, so that the two will no longer be two but one flesh. And what God has put together, let no one separate. So if there are two, then it shall be separated. It can be separated. But God said 1. And mathematics makes us know that 1 + 1 is 2. So it's not 1 + 1.
It's what?
It's 1 times 1.
Which is 1.
Which is 1. Somebody will say, but why 1 times 1? Times because multiplication. And God told us in Genesis 1, verse 28, be fruitful and multiply. Remember, God's intention of bringing us together is to be fruitful.
One cannot be fruitful alone. I cannot be fruitful alone. You cannot be fruitful alone. So we need to be 1 before we can be
fruitful
and be multiply.
So that we multiply.
That's
be
good.
Fruitful and multiply. So that is the real understanding.
Real understanding. So what did actually God meant by be fruitful and multiply? Was he talking about having children alone, or did he mean any other thing?
I think mostly we think it's only about children. So be fruitful and multiply. We should have many children. That is not the intention of God. I mean, of course, having children is one of them, but there are more to it than just having children. So be fruitful means that bring out things, create things, produce things, develop things, do so many things in the world. That is what be fruitful. Fruit is bring something out. Just like parents bring forth a child, the same way as a family bring an idea to life. First, it will be a thought, you conceive it. So just like you take seed and you say you are conceived, the same way you conceive an idea in your mind. And now you try as much as bringing your idea from your mind to reality. So everything we have is somebody's idea. That is a fruit of somebody. Look at your dress, it looks so beautiful. That was an idea in somebody's mind. So when God said the two should join together so that they can be fruitful, like, can I assist you with your idea so that we can bring your idea to life, so that we see it? Like the shoe I'm wearing. Was somebody, the designer's idea as to, okay, I want a shoe like this with this color, with this size and everything. Then he sat down, he drew it, and together it became possible. So be fruitful means bring something to life.
So in fact, what you are saying is that we don't just marry and have children, but then as couple, we should be able to share ideas. We should be able to have this kind of mindset that we are not just going to eat and sleep and have kids, but it is our duty as a man and wife to have conceived an idea and make sure that it comes to pass.
This is wonderful.
But I you see in our community, I would say that normally you hardly know what your husband is even into. They rather talk to their friends, they rather talk to their colleagues. They don't talk to wives, because like wives are relegated at the background just to clean the house, make food, and then keep the home. But actually being fruitful in this area is something new to me. So maybe if you can expand it a little bit so that our viewers can benefit.
In fact, you are very right to say that mostly the women are relegated to the back. But it's unfortunate. It shouldn't be. Honestly speaking, it shouldn't be. God brought the women in our life so to help us. A woman might see something you don't see. The first person to share your idea with is your spouse.
Okay.
If you're a woman, share your idea with your husband. If you are a man, share your idea with your wife. Let her be the first person to buy into your idea, and she will push you forward. I believe that God made it so that, you see, one person should not nurse or nurture the idea. It should be together. Yes, you are the one who conceived the idea, but you don't go through the pregnancy alone. I like even the animal kingdom. I love it. You see, let me use the birds. When an eagle, the female eagle lays an egg. Guess who sits on the egg most of the time?
Oh.
It's a male.
Really?
Yeah. The male sits on the egg for many times while the female go around picking food, and the male sits on the egg.
Never knew.
That is what they do. Guess a penguin. The female penguin lay the egg, but the male penguin sits on the egg during the cold time till the egg hatches.
Wow.
And they are married for life. They don't exchange wives. A male penguin finds a female penguin when they get married. That is, when they mate once, they never change. Except one is dead. The same with the birds.
Okay.
They don't change. Doves, they don't change their partners. When they mate once, they are stick to life. That's how God wanted to, so that they are not separated. They are one. And that is what we are missing as human beings. We're supposed to learn from the animals.
Wow. So as couple, we should just be like, always have this kind of concept that we are one. Whatever that is in me is for you to bring it out.
Whatever is in me should also help me to bring it. That's what being fruitful. And I even love it when it comes to finance, when it comes to money.
As my husband, he likes money, so let's talk about it.
The money is good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like to talk about money.
You like to talk about money because money is good. Don't think Jesus doesn't like money. No. People say, the root of all evil is what? Money is the root of all. Yes, but it's the love of it. But money is good to do so many things. Okay? So I think when you look at it from that point of view, as to say that two shall be one with one mind, your strength is better. Let's take an example. With your strength alone, you can achieve something. But if I join you, we are not only going to achieve double what you've achieved because we are two, but we are going to achieve 100%.
Wow.
100% of it. That is the principle. So let me explain. We know they say one shall put to flight 1,000, right? And two shall put to flight
10,000.
10,000. Good. Why the two 10,000
and not 2,000?
I mean 2,000. Have you thought of it? Because that is the power of compounding, and it's at the power, not at the base. So whatever God has given your idea, if I come and I support you, guess what? We are going to build it.
10,000. Wow. That is really, really.
Guess you are investing, if you are making it. And I join my resources also with yours. Then we invest it together. We are going to get 100 times, not just double. So this is the point where Jesus is saying that we should be fruitful and multiply. If you can build one house, when I join you, we should be able to build 100 houses.
Wow.
If you can buy one car, when I join you, we should be able to buy 100 cars.
So it's not enough if you're a husband or you are a wife, and then your wife came into your life and she's still the same. She has not changed. She has not been impacted. There's no fruit to show. And it's like you are married, but then you are living single life. In the marriage, in the area of your finance, in the area of your ideas, in the area of your business. That's not what God said we should do as couple. Let's try to put our resources together. Let's try to, conceive the ideas together and make sure that we push it until it comes to reality. Really, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for, sharing out, because I really never thought it in this way.
That is what it is. And you see, two shall put to flight. You said what? 10,000.
It's 10,000, yeah.
Okay. Now, coming to think about it, why two? I'm thinking, where is the two coming from? You are bringing one power. You.
As one person.
You are bringing one power.
1 raised to the power 1.
And 10 raised to the power 1. Right? And I'm also bringing my resource as 10 to the power 1. Now, when we have the same basis, you're a man, you're a woman, I'm a man, we bring, yes, but the powers are going to multiply. It's a fruitful, multiply. So when the base is multiplying, the powers are adding. So 1 plus 1 up there will be 2. And that is why God blesses us 100-fold.
When we are together.
When we are together.
And we bind our resources together. When we sleep together, we bring out children. When we bind our monies together, we bring out millions. I mean, if we put our ideas together, we create things that have never been thought of.
If you have a wonderful idea, I should be the person to encourage you, to nurture it together, seek how best we can really make sure your idea doesn't die in your mind, but it is seen. The beautiful house we are living in is somebody's idea. An architect sat down and drew. He had some idea and started. Right. And today we can see it in reality. That is fruit. That is his fruit. So the question is, it's not just babies. It's not children. I mean, we can't have 100 children. It's too much. But God expects us to do many things. So that's what fruitfulness
is all about.
It's about bringing your ideas to life.
That is really wonderful. Thank you so much for opening our eyes to see that God expects us to be fruitful. So let's just sit down and take stock of our lives. How long have you been in that marriage? How impactful have you been to your wife or to your husband? How did you come in? And how far have you gotten to? Take a stock. Ask yourself questions. How impactful have I been to my husband? How impactful have you been to me? If your wife comes to you raw, you should be able to help the woman to be somebody. Not just that they say, oh, that's the wife of the person, and then it's always the man's glory that's covering the woman. But has your woman been able to do something, like, have you been able to put a seed or something that the woman will go out there and say that, oh, if I had not met my husband, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Thank God for the man I married. He's pushing me. And then thank God for the woman I married. She is pushing me, And so let's just sit down. Let's talk. Let's have a talk. I realize that in marriages, some people are so rigid in their marriage. They don't even have time to have this kind of, what you are saying. It's really not, I've never seen couples, like sitting down, thinking towards that direction. What are we doing? What ideas are we conceiving? You hardly see couples talk about that. What is important is, how are the children doing? Maybe we build one house there, we buy one car there, and that's the end of the dream. But God expects us to
be fruitful. We should produce a lot of things. Bearing fruit means that bring something, just like childbearing. Okay, first you conceive, you nurture the pregnancy for 9 months. Then finally, with pain, with effort, the child comes, and then you smile. You say, wow, something came out of something which was not there before, but then it's out. The same way, fruitful in many things. Even if in your career, even if it's in your education, even whatever idea or wish, desire you have to help human life, to help humanity. To better people's life, just think of it. Tell your spouse. Together, think about it, and let the two of you, as with one mind, try to make sure this thing becomes reality. That is what we mean by bearing fruit. When you see a seed everything, the tree is inside the seed, but you don't see the tree.
The tree, no.
Okay? But plant this seed, water it,
well.
it germinates, it goes on, growing. One day you see
it comes to pass.
You know, and then when it's bearing fruit, it doesn't bear just one, the one which you sow. Many fruit. That is what be fruitful and multiply. So one which you sow has now multiplied to hundreds of them. I like, for example, mango. When you plant one mango tree, in its lifetime, then it can give you over 100,000 mangoes, because each season hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mangoes come, and each season it brings forth, and each season it brings forth, and each season brings. So for 10 years of the mango tree life, or 20 years of, you can imagine the number of fruits that it brings. And that is how God expects us to be.
It's not enough to just marry. It's not enough to just be in the kitchen cooking and cleaning the house. We have to go beyond that. We have to be fruitful. We have to have ideas. We need to conceive ideas, and we need to bring it, help one another. I always say, in marriage, we are not in competition. We are team, and we need to be fruitful, like God is saying. So we thank you so much for having us. We are so glad to be back. And until next week, you come your way again. This has always been Dr. and Mrs. Dodoo, the teacher. God bless you. We love you so much. Have a blessed week, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.